Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel Talks with Dee. I remain yours truly, Mrs. Daughter O2, welcoming us to yet another interesting and exciting episode on this channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. God bless you. So how are you doing? How are things getting on with you? I know you are making, good efforts on a daily basis, and God will crown your efforts with success. Just know that as long as you are still living, as long as there is still the breath of life within you, there is hope for you. So please don't give up. Don't give in. And I know that God is on your side. God bless you. God honor you. So welcome back. So on today's episode, I want us to discuss a topic that I titled Dealing with Challenging Situations in Our Relationships. Navigating through challenging situations in our relationships. How do we handle these situations that come up from time to time in our relationships? When we say something is challenging, that term challenging simply means difficulty. It simply means difficult circumstances. All right. So how do we deal with those difficult situations that we find ourselves? And remember, those difficult situations have come to test us and to see our determination. Okay, so it's not all challenges that have come to break you down or to defeat you, but I believe that challenges come to strengthen us and even to prove ourselves to ourselves, to say that, wow, there is something inside of me. It's like a sleeping giant, Challenges just come to arouse that sleeping giant in you, and then you wake up to take up the challenge, and then you conquer it, and then you have victory. All right, so that's what it is. So challenges are actually difficulties that we experience from time to time. Okay, now situations are circumstances, circumstances that we face at a particular point in time or in a particular place. Life is full of challenges, and circumstances just come our way and sometimes try to overwhelm us. So what we are trying to deal with is how we can confront these challenges. We can deal with these challenges, to see that they don't defeat us, but we defeat them, rather. So that's what this episode is about. How we can deal with these challenging situations that occur in our relationships from time to time. Now, no matter how beautiful a relationship is, no matter how loving a relationship is, from time to time we experience some rough patches. Okay, some challenges come, and then, in fact, if you ask me, that is the true test of our resolve to see if we want to really fight for that our relationship. So these challenges come to test us to see if we believe in that relationship, if that relationship means anything to us, because whatever means something to you, you are willing to fight for it. Okay, so please do not allow these challenging situations to tear you apart in your relationship. Just know that you have to work it out. Don't allow it to floor you, and don't magnify these challenging situations, because sometimes, and I know that the names we call things are the names they bear. When we call a thing a particular name, the thing becomes magnified and takes up a presence in our life. So what am I saying? These challenges are bound to come, because life itself is full of challenges. Life itself is full of challenges. But when these challenges come, please do not magnify them. Put them where they belong, under your feet. Reduce them before you start dealing with them. Do not allow these challenges to become a mountain before you. Floor them. By the time you bring it down, you'll be able to step on that challenge and find a solution to that challenge. Okay? So please, do not run away from this challenge, because the truth be told, where are you going to run to? Anywhere you go, these challenges will come up from time to time. So just be firm and be strong and be solid enough to deal with them as they come. So what do we do when we want to deal with these challenges? Number one thing that we have to do, that is highly recommended, is that we identify that challenging situation. That challenging situation must be known for what it is, and it must be addressed accordingly. Because if you don't identify the challenging situation, you will miss target. Except you hit target, nothing changes. So when you identify that situation, you have already started hitting target. And can I tell you, as soon as you identify that situation, you have already started dealing with it. You have already started having solution to that situation. So number one is for you to identify the challenge. What is the challenge? Is it a financial challenge? Is it an health challenge? Is it accommodation challenge? Is it challenge with our children? Is it challenge in our relationship? Is it challenge with colleagues at work? Is it challenge in our business? What is that challenge? What is that challenge that is taunting us? Because listen to me, any challenge gives you stress. That's the truth. There is no challenge that gives you peace until you deal with it. So whatever is stressing us is a challenge. Whatever is causing us to be burdened is a challenge. Whatever is not giving us peace and rest of mind is a challenge. Do not commonize it. Deal with it. Identify it. I am not happy. What is happening to me? What is making me not to be happy? When you identify it, you'll be able to treat it accordingly. So number one thing you have to do in handling these challenging situations in our relationship is to identify indeed what the situation is. You will not go to a doctor and the doctor asks you what is wrong with you. You say, I don't know. And the doctor will just be guessing and be giving you drugs that have nothing to do with what you are dealing with. But if you say, I have headache, the doctor will be able to address the headache. That's what I'm saying. If you identify the situation that is challenging you in that relationship, you'll be able to find solution to it. So number one, identify your situation, that challenging situation, and deal with it accordingly. Number two, you have to make up your mind to deal with it. You have to be ready to deal with it. I need you to know that you need to make up your mind to deal with it. So be real, be sincere that you want to deal with that situation. Don't just touch and go. Whatever it is that you don't like going on in your family, in your relationship, wherever you find yourself, be determined to deal with it. Make up your mind to deal with it. When you make up your mind to deal with it, what it does is that it gives you an inner drive, an inner strength to confront it. You see, when you don't make up your mind, there is nothing you can do. The Bible says, without your mind, I can do nothing. If your mind is not made up to confront that situation, to find solution, nothing will happen differently. So you have identified it. Now, make up your mind to deal with it, okay? And then you see it that you find solution because you have made up your mind that this situation must change for the better. This challenging situation in my marriage, in my relationship, in my career, in the lives of my children, in our finances, concerning our accommodation, whatever it is that is becoming a burden in your life must change. You have to make up your mind that enough is enough. I'm ready for the change. I want to go all out to see that that change becomes my reality. So it's important you have identified it, you have made up your mind. And then don't be pretentious about it, that there are challenges. Tell yourself the truth. This is a challenge. Don't fake it. That is okay. It's not okay. What is not giving you peace is not okay. What is not giving you fulfillment is not okay in that relationship. Don't say, it's okay. It doesn't. Don't pretend about it. Be real about it that you are feeling the impact of that challenge. Don't pretend. Don't do that. And don't sweep it under the carpet to say, it doesn't matter. No, it matters. Everything that does not make for your peace and your fulfillment needs to be addressed. It's very important. And before I go on, can I please tell us that there is no challenge that does not have underlying spiritual implications? There is nothing that happens for happening's sake. No. Every little details of your life is spiritually navigated, if I may put it that way. So you cannot leave the spiritual dimensions in handling challenging situations. So what am I saying? Please draw close to God in your relationship, because anything that must work must come from God. The Bible says every good and perfect gift comes from God. So that relationship, that thing that is challenging that relationship is not of God. So you need to go to God to make it good, because there is a spiritual dimension to it. You may be doing everything right, but it's not working. You may not be a lazy person, but you are not making it. So those kind of things that you cannot handle by yourself, you know that it is beyond you. Like I said, if you identify them, you will know that this is beyond me. Run to God with it, because He is the one that can deal with it from the root and then bring to you an harvest. Okay, so please do not commonize any situation you are facing in your relationship to say, it's just one of those things. No, it has spiritual implications. So you have to be prayerful and you have to table it before God and you have to seek God's face for solution. Maybe it's a wisdom he will give you on how to go about it. Maybe it's one kind of insight he will give you on how you go about it. Maybe it's somebody that he will bring your way to help you deal with it. So you see, you need God. You need God in facing any challenge that will ever come your way. And another thing, please be hungry for that change. That is, do not rest until that change becomes your reality. Just like Jacob said to the angels, I will not let you go until you bless me. Yes, you have to come to an extent when you know that this situation will have to change. This circumstance in my life will have to change for the best. I will not rest. Whatever it takes, I'm ready to do it. So you have to be hungry. You have to be desirous to see that situation changes. Listen, when you get to that stage, even the challenging situation is intimidated because the challenging situation knows that you are ready for it. I'm ready to take you on. You are saying, bring it on. I'm ready for you. So you have to be hungry for that change. Be desperate for that change. That's what I'm saying. Be very desperate for that change that must come into your relationship. That challenging situation must be dealt with. Be desperate for the result you want to get. When you are in that atmosphere, I tell you the truth, nothing can stand in your way. Is it not the Bible that says that these people have made up their mind about building this tower in Babel? Nothing can be restrained from them except something is done. You see, when you make up your mind about a change that you want to experience, I can tell you even heaven will back you up. That is very important. Now, having said that, please remember, when you are dealing with challenges as a couple or people in relationship, please, can you deal with it as a team? Be on the same team. Do not fight against yourself. When situations arises in your relationship that are challenging your peace, your well-being, your fulfillment, your advancement, your enlargement, your growth, please do not trade blames to one another in that relationship, but come together as a team and agree that this situation, this challenging situation must change for the better. There must be a solution to it. Don't fight yourself, because a house that is divided against itself cannot stand. When you begin to fight yourself, you lose focus. And when you lose focus, you are even giving opportunity for the challenge to get bigger and bigger and be more overwhelming. But come together. Let there be that team spirit when you are dealing with challenges. Do you know how many things that people go through in your homes concerning your children? You see some parents fighting against themselves. No. You don't do that. Come together as a team and deal with the situation. And your children will also know that you are together. When they know that your parents are standing together as a team, the children will cooperate. But when they divide you, do you know your children can divide you and then cause more havoc in your relationship? So please, whenever you are confronted with challenging situations in your relationships, in your marriages, please have that team spirit. Come together as people in that relationship to find the solution, the way out. Okay, it's very, very important. Don't ever forget that. Please also find out what triggers some of these challenging situations, because the Bible says that causeless cannot come. Some of these challenges, we cause them by ourselves, by our carelessness, by our laziness, by our actions, by the things that we refuse to do properly. Because if the foundation be destroyed, there is nothing the righteous can do. So if the relationship that we are into does not have a solid foundation in God, you will discover that there will be a lot of challenges that you'll be dealing with. So it's not all challenges that the devil threw at us. Most of them, we cause it by ourselves. So take personal responsibility. Trace how the role you have played to bring about that challenge. Tell yourself the truth and then deal with it. Avoid these triggers. What do I do that brings about this challenge? Because whenever I do this, this happens. Every action have consequences. So when you identify that, it will also help you to avoid these triggers. By so doing, you have dealt with those challenging situations. Okay? So tell yourself the truth. Own up. Take responsibility and make the required changes. That's what I'm saying. Now, having said all that, it will not be complete if I don't mention some very important things that I encourage us to do in our relationships so that we can effectively and adequately deal with challenges as they arise in our relationships. Number one, please, let's give room to very healthy communications in our relationships. Let's learn how to talk with ourselves and talk to ourselves respectfully. Let's learn how to listen to ourselves and understand ourselves. Let's learn how to carry ourselves along. Because if you are not able to talk with one another in your relationship, you will not be able to confront any challenge. Every challenge will floor you. And remember, most of these challenges have not come to break you apart because people are too quick to say, I know it will not work from the beginning. We are not compatible. I can't take it anymore. No, you don't do that. These challenges have come to test if you are even serious with that relationship. Who knows? You are in that relationship for such a time as this to make sure that when this situation arises, you are able to deal with it. So these challenging situations have not come to make us break apart. They have not come to make us lose interest in ourselves. No, please do not look at every challenge that have come your way, as challenge that has come to break you. And if it has come to break you, do something about it that it doesn't break you. Please don't give up. Don't lose faith, okay? So communicate and communicate and communicate respectfully with one another. Listen to one another. Understand one another. Carry one another along. You'll be able to address every situation and find solution. Number 2, healthy compromises. I cannot emphasize that enough. Healthy compromise is very important. You have to be ready to compromise. Compromise simply means balancing it out. Compromise simply means you not standing on a higher ground. Just level it up with the person in relationship with you. Level it up, just so that everyone is carried along. I see your point, you see my point. I understand you, you understand me. I believe you, you believe me, and just so that, everyone is winning. Just make sure that everyone in that relationship is winning. So healthy compromise is very important. If we must confront these challenging situations and conquer them in our relationships. And then lastly, commitment. We should never stop being committed to our relationship and to ourselves. Please do not, I say it, please, do not allow these challenging situations to come and tear you apart. People will just throw things at you and they will see how it will just scatter you. They will say, we have dealt with them. No, don't do that now. When situations come like that, sit down. Because you have something going. You have a foundation. You have an understanding. You are into one another. Find solution. Be committed to your relationship. Do not allow challenging situations to tear you apart. Please don't. Because when you do that, it means that you had nothing in the first place. Because the Bible says in the time of adversity, if you faint, then your strength is small. So prove the enemy wrong. Prove those challenges wrong, that you are stronger than what it is. And then stand firm as a team, knowing what you want. Whatever you can do, do. And whatever God will do, He will do for you. That's what I'm saying. And just to let you know that those challenging situations have just come to polish you, to make you stronger, to make you more firm, more solid in that relationship you find yourself, to make you a problem solver. Oh yes, you are a problem solver. You are there to find solution to that problem. That problem have not come to slay you, no. So that you will know that that challenge is an opportunity for you to move to a higher ground, for you to move to a higher level in your relationship, higher understanding. Do you know, after every challenge is conquered, you are better off, you have more experience, and you understand things much more. And then going forward, you have become strengthened to even face more challenging situations in future. And please don't forget, as long as we are alive, we cannot rule out challenges in our relationships. They will arise. But when they do, please know that the solution lies within you by the help of God. So thank you so much for being here with me on this episode. God bless you. And please do like this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel. Let's continue to spread this good news through these videos and bless as many that will come across them. Until I come your way again, this is me, D, saying thank you, God bless you, and bye.